for all the viewers and especially the central government employees who are confused between opting for NPS or UPS, 30 September is your deadline. So let's help you decide which retirement instrument is good for you. I'm joined by Ranbir Singh Dhariwal, Group Head in Social Security and Welfare, Protein, Govt Technologies. Hi, good evening, Ranbir, and welcome to the show. Okay, a very important and a crucial decision to make as far as central government employees are concerned. I really want to understand how can one navigate to this very important decision? What are the factors one really needs to count in, and what kind of investor should be actually opting for UPS and NPS?
Hi, good evening. So, 30th September is the deadline. And now this is a question which is there in everybody's mind, whether to go for UPS or NPS. So, and just to give a little bit ease on this part, whether should I go for UPS or NPS, the good part is, unlike in the earlier announcement which had come in, where there was only one-time option of going from NPS to UPS, now the employees have this comfort that they have a one-way switch-back option also available with them. So, so this kind of eases the pressure on, what is right, what is wrong, and the deadline that we have for 20 days. So in my mind, what one can do is, opt for UPS, and they have the option to move back to NPS if in case they don't like till the age of 59, 1 year before the retirement, or 3 months before they take the VRS. So that kind of eases the pressure from the employee, what I need to do. So, and UPS brings about the guarantee where, you are guaranteed 50% of your pension for a long time. And all of us know that we all work hard to create that pension corpus and get that assured money for the lifetime. So this is the pension corpus that we all are looking at. And one amount of money that continues to keep
central government employees, top bands.
Which continues to keep coming, gives a lot of assurity. So UPS brings in assurity, and NPS, we all know, is a market link and has dependencies on the annuity rates, which are going to be available at that point of time. So guaranteed versus a market link is one very big question that somebody needs to answer.
Ranbir, I really want to understand, we're talking about 50% of your last drawn salary, right, which will be a guaranteed pension for you.
50% of your last basic amount. That's right.
Right. So now, as compared to NPS, which has an equity component also, if you really plan early, if you start investing early, you can take advantage of that. It definitely depends upon the amount, at which you're retiring, your last drawn salary. But still, do you think there's scope of having a much more or higher pension amount if you go for NPS?
So very difficult to say, Kavita, because a lot of variables, at play.
Okay.
We are only talking about accumulation, which is at the time of investment, how the equity market play out and what is the corpus that I'm generating. 60% of that under NPS, you can withdraw lump sum, 40% is what you annuitize. So it also depends after 20, 25 years, what are the annuity rates through which the pension, essentially the amount which will start coming to you for lifetime for you and your spouse. There are various annuity options available, but the most popular one is the joint life annuity, with return of purchase price. So there are quite a few variables to look at. One is the market factor on how the accumulation happens. Second, what are the annuity rates going on that allows you to get the pension for your and your spouse and get the 40% back to your nominee. So that is one factor. On the other side, you have a UPS, which not only takes care of 50% of your basic, but it also gives you a CPI-linked, a DA benefit. So which means that the value of your money always remains intact because it is growing with inflation. You keep getting the DA every 6 months or every year as per the government policies. So though that is another benefit that you get under UPS, which currently there are options available for indexing or increasing annuity, but the rates are not. One has to really look at what the rates are. So as you're closer to the retirement, one can take a very calculative, because if you're talking about 1 year before retirement, then things are much clearer. What is corpus accumulated? What are the annuity rates going on? Therefore, what is the pension that I'll be getting under NPS? Vis-a-vis, if I remain under UPS, what is the benefit that I'm going to get? So once you come closer to your retirement, that would be my strategy if I was a central government employee, and then take a decision of what is good.
And now, so assuming that you are into UPS, okay, and as per our explanation, you can decide for a year almost if you are comfortable or if you want the pension or not, just in case you want to surrender that and you want to change again and go back to NPS. Now, how will that happen? So far, if you have invested in NPS, that investment amount will stop, or you have to keep investing in NPS, or that cannot happen because you already moved to UPS. So there's a 1 year lag in your investments. So you know that irregularity in your investment is there, and you were trying to try out UPS, which did not work for you. How can you come back to NPS, and what will happen to your corpus then?
So just to explain you, so for example, today I have 50 lakh of corpus in my hand, which I've accumulated under NPS, and I decide to opt for a UPS benefit. So what happens is this 50 lakh rupees then gets moved and transferred to UPS. And my future contributions are going as per the investment pattern set under the UPS, which is 10-10 contribution, and there is an 8.5% of the pool, which is getting separated, set aside. What happens, let's say at the age of 59, I decide to come back. So whatever corpus that I have accumulated here under the UPS, that goes back under the NPS. And if you know in NPS, the contribution is 10 and 14% contribution by the central government. So whatever is the 4% which was not getting accumulated under NPS because you moved under UPS, that 4% is also calculated for the period that you were under UPS at the default rate, default investment pattern, and that is again added back to your kitty. So essentially, there is not much loss, to the subscriber because you're getting that 4% back, and the investment patterns, on a default scheme more or less remains the same. So nothing much of an impact that I see, and I don't see any missing credits also, as you were mentioning, because the continuity will be there under UPS, and once you move back to NPS, you enjoy the same benefit there again, and that 4% is again, incorporated back into your kitty that you have accumulated.
I think, Ranbir, we will need to have you once again in the show much more closer to the date, and then we will dedicate a half an hour show to this particular concept, because a lot of technicalities, and we're talking about retirement corpus. First of all, you need to start planning for it early, and here we are talking about a standard income that you want throughout your retirement phase, which again one needs to figure out, is it enough for your entire retired life? Do you have any other income sources? A lot of financial planning aspect over there as well, but then we'll have you once again. So far, thank you so much for being on the show and helping our viewers, giving clarity as to what is right for them. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.